Intef I, Sehertawi Intef I, was a local nomarch at Thebes during the early First Intermediate period and later an ancient Egyptian pharaoh. He was the first member of the 11th dynasty to lay claim to a Horus name. Intef reigned from 4 to 16 years, circa 2120 BC or circa 2070 BC, or sometimes 2134 until 2118 BC, during which time he probably waged war with his northern neighbor, the Coptide nomarch Tauji. Intef was buried in a Saf tomb at El Tarif, known today as Saf El Dawaba. Intef is known for certain from only one near contemporary monument, 2 inscribed blocks from the temple of Montu at Tod, which were erected during Mentuhotep II's reign. The blocks represent Mentuhotep II, fencing the names of 3 of his ancestors, which are identified by their proper name, nomen, and Horus name. These are Intef I Sehertawi, Intef II Vahank, and Intef III Nakt Nebtep Nefer. Although in this case only the Horus names Sehertawi and Vahank are preserved. This relief establishes the succession of kings of the 11th dynasty. There are no contemporary monuments which can be positively attributed to Intef I. A possible exception is a short inscription discovered in the Western Desert, the Assault Troops of the son of Re, Intef. In the original publication of the inscription, this King Intef is identified with Intef I, although Intef II has also been proposed as a possibility. The inscription is located in the vicinity of an inscription commissioned by the contemporary Coptide nomarch named Tauji. Intef I is most likely attested on later king lists, but this remains uncertain as his name is either lost or damaged. In the Karnak king list, King Intef appears next to Men something, most likely Mentuhotep I, as part of the letter's Horus name. The ancestor is still visible. The few remains of Intef I's Horus name fit to Sehertawi. The name and duration of the reign of Intef I are not preserved in the Turin canon, although from an analysis of the available space, it is possible that Intef I was mentioned in what is now a lacuna affecting entry 5.13. The durations of the reigns of the other 11th dynasty kings are preserved in the Turin canon and add up to 127 years. Furthermore, the summary of reigns of this dynasty is also preserved in the Turin canon and is given as 143 years. On the strength of these much later fragments, the 2 lost reigns of Mentuhotep I and Intef I have been calculated to add up to 16 years, further implying that Intef's reign lasted for less than 16 years. Thus, the duration of Intef's reign is often reported to be between 4 and 16 years. Intef I was succeeded by his brother Intef II, who pursued the war with the northern neighbors of the Theban kingdom. Sehertawi Intef I was the first member of this dynasty to assume a pharaonic title with the Horus name of Sehertawi, variously rendered as maker of peace in the 2 lands, he who has brought calm to the 2 lands, and pacifier of the 2 lands. Intef's parents may possibly have been Mentuhotep I and Neferu I. Intef's funerary complex was dug in a hillside at El Tarif on the opposite bank of the Nile at Thebes and is known today as Saf El Dawaba. The site of El Tarif comprises 3 monumental royal tombs known as Saf tombs. Inscriptions found in one tomb indicated that it belonged to Vahank Intef II, Intef I's successor. The opposite, the Saf El Dawaba, is devoid of inscriptions but yielded the earliest type of pottery found at El Tarif and for this reason is most often assigned to Intef I. The Saf El Dawaba comprises a large 300 by 75 meters sunken courtyard backed by colonnade leading to mortuary chapel, carved into the hill and flanked by 2 chambers. The burial chamber of Intef I was dug beneath the mortuary chapel. And Intef I got rapidly embroiled in a war with his northern neighbors. Graffito is covered by the Theban Desert Road Survey in the Gebel Jauti, northwest of Thebes, reports the presence there of the assault troops of the son of Ra, Intef. It has been posited that this description refers to Intef I, whose soldiers were fighting the Coptide nomarch Tauji.